Alright, the X-Hunter's base has been destroyed. So with that, what if X found the true location of the X-Hunters? Or the building that they just rented out for a bit to talk? I don't know, could be either. So yes, going to this area is actually the equivalent of just pressing the usual button to go to final level stages. This is the final level, is just part of Magna Centipede stage. Some people might find this a bit lazy, but I don't know, I think it's kinda cool. And like, we already got three fortress stages and the boss refight room. So, I don't know. I feel like, considering it's this game, it's fair that they did this. Alright, so there he is again. It's Sigma, and hey, Zero! You're looking pretty snazzy there. Good look for you. Also, Sigma, you didn't have a comma there. Was he wandering around, or was he wandering around Mega Man? Because I haven't seen this guy.
My friend here can't speak for himself. However, he's very angry for exploding. So now, you're going to leap onto my back and explode and... This ruse did not last for long.
I do love this moment, though. You should have studied the blueprints closer. There's only one Zero.
Piss. Wait, hold on. Zero, you have to be my minion. Destiny said so.
And then Zero just says, nah. Yes, but no. And then Sigma just gives up immediately.
I'll watch you die again, like I did the first time, but I won't actively do it. Go find something to be killed by, please.
Alright, and at last, it's our reunion. Ah, but they have to wait, cause Sigma is in the building, and he's twiddling his thumbs waiting for Zero to die. Gotta defeat all of the Mavericks. Alright, but he's only gonna take out the main computer, so of course, that leaves Sigma to X. I mean, you didn't even get to fight him last time, Zero. You might be able to fight him well, too. Alright, well, whatever. I guess X does have experience, so... down the hole we go! Alright, and deep underground, we have... a fairly plain-looking boss room, all things considered. And a really catchy theme, jeez. Okay, Sigma, stop talking. Your song is too cool to be talking to. We should be fighting right now. I wanna go. Yep, I'm a bug, you're the shoe. Too bad, this is Shadow of the Colossus. I'm gonna kill you now. Alright, so Sigma has decided to violate another copyright. You know, neither of these was Disney-owned back in the day, right, Sigma? Times have changed, and whatever 20XX year we're in. It's not 2 XXX, it can't be. Alright, so Sigma is a very active boss. He is pretty easy to read overall. It's just one of those battles where it's more a problem that it is so frantic. You have to move around basically all of the time. The good news is, of course, the weapon he's weak to, Sonic Slicer, can sometimes score some hits on him without even trying. You just have to kinda keep firing a lot. They won't all hit, but this is a very efficient weapon, so no big deal. But yeah, no, if each of these moves were a lot slower, you could probably dodge them very easily and you'd be a simple boss, but the fact that he never really stops moving does make this actually kinda tricky to pull off. He does also have a fair bit of HP, too. Oh well, nothing we can't take care of. Alright, unless you have another giant robot in the background, Sigma, it's over. Oh. My head's gonna explode now, isn't it? Okay, no opening lines, we just have to fight the Sigma virus. So yes, now we just have Sigma's wireframe head. Once again, the problem here is more that, like, this battle is constant. There's always something happening. You probably want to take out the enemies when he makes them appear. The good news is, though, these enemies are just enemies. They can drop things. The downside, as you might have noticed, is that this is our grappling weapon. This is what he's weak to. So, it's entirely possible to accidentally grab the wall and kind of just reel yourself into him, which sucks, but oh well. But yeah, no, enemies can drop things, so, it is a little rare, and I don't think they ever drop things if they explode on their own, but you can get refills. Oh, they do drop things if they explode on their own. Cool, thank you. I guess it's just a little more rare then. But yeah, no, the main problem with this boss, though, other than him being very active, is just... this is an HP sponge of a boss, and we don't actually get his meter. Though you've probably noticed by now, Sigma does change color over time, so you can tell how close he is to dead based on his color. Of course, if you don't actually know the fight itself, you might not know the end point, but let me just tell you, it's red. We are going straight to red. Well, not straight to red. Many colors in between. He's a spectrum. Happy Pride, everyone. But, yeah, no, it just kind of happens for a while. It doesn't help that we wind up with this theme, which is fine. It's a fine song, it's just... we had the very high-energy Sigma First song before, and then we switched to this, and oh yeah, by the way, he's trying to telefrag you when he teleports like that. Sometimes he just teleports to teleport, but also sometimes if he's like facing the camera and immediately disappearing afterwards, yeah, he's trying to just appear in you and he'll just start doing damage. I think that's an HP threshold move, so you have to wait a bit for that to happen. It is one of his more damaging attacks, if I remember correctly, though. Boy, you do not like dying, huh? I wish you did. I wish you enjoyed the act of dying more, Sigma. That would make my life easier. Oh, there we go. He was persistent, but not persistent enough.
No, this is happening because the main computer is being destroyed! Zero definitely did something in this fight! Ah!
Alright, well, Sigma said absolutely nothing in his virus form. But in his explosion form, on the other hand, he's very talkative.
X, I'm a Saiyan actually. Eventually, I'll get your ass. But wait a minute, let me ponder something as I'm exploding.
He is last of the Doctor's creations. But who could the Doctor be? I said, even though the first hack kind of spoiled it a little bit. I feel like it's not actually that hard to figure out. They're clearly going for something here.
I feel like I should probably dash, but I'm not dashing for some reason. Oh well.
Yep, that's space alright. And so, X appears at this cliffside. I guess Magna Centipede's stage is around here somewhere, but anyway, he is joined by his friend Zero. And they're just kind of looking for a bit. They're having a moment, you know? They could be saying a lot of things to one another. You know, Zero's back from the dead. But, you know, they choose to be wordless about this, you know? It's more about taking in the moment. And also, X is still depressed about war. Honestly, I know 2 points don't make a pattern, but you probably see where most of these endings go, huh? Both X games so far just end with X pondering about war and how it's bad, and will we ever stop the suffering? Who or what must be sacrificed for it to become a reality? I mean, sacrificing is one thing, but apparently they can be brought back if they're important enough. I mean, look, just because Daniel isn't coming back doesn't mean that Zero can't, because Zero is important. Derek, on the other hand, yeah, no, he was just there for like 5 seconds before blowing up. Poor Damon died in the intro, and he's not important enough to ponder. And so, that is Mega Man X2, mostly. There's gonna be one more bonus part, so we can see how it goes if we don't defeat the X-Hunters. But, yeah, no, for the most part, that is the game. I've said it multiple times by this point, but I like X2, I understand why people don't. Some people definitely prefer a more flawed experience, but one that does more interesting things over just something middle of the road like this. But yeah, no, it is unfortunate that it is only the second game, and they kind of hit a wall a bit. Again, it's not a bad game, but it's only fine after X1 did so well and had such a bunch of creative ideas. But I think X2 still at least survives because, quite frankly, the X format of the Mega Man games, I think, is one of the better ones. I prefer it over Classic, personally. I mean, my favorite is still Zero, but like, I do like the X series. Is it the Dash? Probably. That's probably a pretty big portion of it. But yeah, no, it is fun to play, but it doesn't do anything spectacular in, like, any way. Nothing huge in the gameplay departments, the stages are just fine, but they don't really wow you. The best one was probably the volcano. I did like the volcano set piece, but that's one of the most noteworthy things, and it's only one moment in a very short stage. Again, cool stage, but that's about it. Otherwise, though, fine soundtrack, and it's just still a good-looking game. Story-wise, I feel like nothing happens, despite the fact that this is the first game where X is out on his own. His partner, Diedrich, dies right at the start, can't keep partners, so it's X on his own. He has to fight an organization hellbent on killing him specifically, and then nothing really happens in the game. The only noteworthy event is, I guess, X proved himself thematically, so Zero's back and presenting Capcom. But yeah, that is just about it, so there's nothing left to talk about in X2, we're done. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time for a bonus episode, and then after that, I'll see you next time for Mega Man X3.